Good evening, ladies. Come on in the room. You know what time it is. It is time to gather. It's time to gather. So come on in the room. You know what we do when we're here. Just say hi. Let me know who's watching. And if you're in the replay, type replay and your name. But I'm so excited to be here this evening. So excited about tonight's topic. But come on in the room, y'all. It's the game. It's the game is on. The game is going, and I'm so excited. But I was not gonna let the game rule my life tonight. Get on here and gather with the queens, and then I will go back to the game. How about that? The Bears are playing the Rams, and we're not gonna lose sleep, and we're not gonna lose friendship. But go Bears, bear down. That is the team. So victory. I just need a W. I don't know how we get the W. As long as we get the W, go Bears. But welcome, welcome, welcome. We are into what? We're into our third Sunday. It's our third Sunday of the new year, and we are talking about level setting and getting a grip on where we're going this in the year. And so you can't go anywhere unless you know where you're going. So the question on the floor is, where are you going? Where are you going this year in 2026? And so the question on the floor tonight is, who are you becoming? So we'll let a few more of the queens get in the room before I jump right in. But y'all, I'm trying to get back to the game, so we won't be here long. Hello, Miss Wallace. Welcome in the room. You know what to do as you ladies are hopping on, as you queens are hopping on. Please say hello in the chat. And we'll get started here in about 30 seconds. It is very cold in the Midwest. So I'm in O'Fallon, Illinois. All of you that we've got people all spread out that listen. And today it was a nice balmy 28 degrees. It's cold. But this is the Midwest. So what do you expect? I am so not complaining. But it's where we are. So the question on the floor, or the question of the total of January, is, where are you going? Do you know where you're going in 2026? Do you know what your end game is? So tonight, let's jump right in. Who are you becoming? That's what we're going to talk about tonight. Who are you becoming? Hey, mama. How you you chimed in and y'all both in the same room, but that's okay. I love it. Makes my numbers go up. So the question, or the core question, is, who must you become to go where you say you want to go? Who must you become to go where you say you want to go? That is, hey, Miss Tarnisha, welcome. So that's the question on the floor. Who must you become to go where you say you want to go? Direction is sustained by identity. Oh, hey, Miss Patrice. Hey there. You inspired me with the tie I wore today. I did see you in a tie today, in your dress, looking cute. Amen. Inspiration. You do not arrive at a new destination by doing more of the same thing. Can we all agree on that? You cannot, if you are trying to arrive at a new destination, you can't do that by doing more of the same thing. You arrive by becoming someone who lives, chooses, and responds differently. If you're trying to go in a different direction that you went in 2025, if you're trying to go somewhere new in 2026, you cannot do the same thing and expect to be in a new place. Goals change outcomes, but here, write this down. Write it down. Identity changes behavior. Y'all, this is about to be so good. Let me repeat it again. Goals change outcomes, but it's identity that changes behavior. Let's get into it. Growth, point number one, growth is an identity shift. It's not a to-do list. Did y'all hear what I said? I'll say it again for the people in the back. Growth is an identity shift, not a to-do list. The problem is many of us approach change through tasks, new routines, new systems, new habits. But habits stick only when they align with identity. When you are clear on who you need to become in this season, then you will make the changes, you will make the shifts to sustain those things. So consider this. Who am I being when I make choices I keep repeating? When you keep making the same choice over and over and over, who are you being? Who are you becoming? Is that sustaining with who you are in this season? What identity am I unconsciously protecting? Y'all, we're going to think tonight. We're going to use these brains tonight. You don't rise to the level of your intentions. You live from the level of your identity. I know. Are y'all gonna be quiet on me again tonight? Because y'all was super quiet on me last week. Y'all said I was stepping on toes. I was breaking pinky toes. Talk to me tonight. You do not rise to the level of your intentions. You live from the level of your identity. If you are not clear, if we are not clear on who we are becoming, we will continue to perpetuate tasks, habits, and the like that keep us going nowhere or keep us going in a previous pattern or a previous direction. And then we get frustrated because we don't understand why we're not moving forward or why we're not moving in the direction of where we want to be in a new season. Every direction requires a different version of you. Bam, there it is. Every direction requires a different version of you. Different destinations require different capacities. See, we want to go different places, but we want to remain the same. And you cannot remain the same if you want to go somewhere different. If you want peace in your life, then you cannot not have boundaries. You protect your peace by creating and living within boundaries that protect your peace. You cannot lead if you don't if you don't have courage. Leadership requires courage. We out here saying we want to be healed, we want to be whole, we want to be well. Well, healing requires honesty. You got to be honest about the things and the situations that you have failed to confront, or talk about the thing that has broken you. Healing requires you to be honest about those things, those people, those situations, those instances, those words. Growth requires discomfort. You cannot grow and be comfortable. You cannot do it, because growth requires you to become uncomfortable. And that's why many of us stay in the same place in certain areas of our lives, because we are trying to remain the same. But every direction, every growth, every place. Hey, Miss Andrea, you tore yourself away from the Bears game. Me too, girl, but we going back. We going back. Every direction requires a different version of you. Stop thinking that you can remain the same person and attempt to go in a new direction. Attempt to evolve into a better version of yourself. It's not going to happen if you want to continue to remain the same. The version of you that wants to change may not be the version of you that can sustain it. This creates awareness without discouragement. Hey, Miss Lisa, let me say that again. The version of you that wants change may not be the version of you that can sustain it. So it doesn't mean that the change that you want, it doesn't mean that you can't achieve it. But what it does mean is that who you are right now may not sustain the person that you want to be. Y'all, ouch. I know. How do you leave people behind that want to keep you trapped in a version that's not there anymore? You know what, Patrice? That is a great question. And I think many of us find ourselves there because it requires the hard thing. You don't have to leave without a fuss. You don't have to tear it down. But what you do have to do is you have to pivot, and you have to close some doors. You have to step back. That means you have to cut the relationship all the time, but it may just mean that you have to step back. Maybe you don't answer the phone every time they pick up. Maybe you don't engage with them as much as you want. You stop going to the same places because you've changed. And that relationship, we talked about that this last week. It's putting words to the emotions, to the feelings that we have, and being strong enough to say, you know what? It's not you, it's me. I've changed. This where I'm going, this relationship, it no longer serves me. That's a hard conversation. That's a hard conversation. But you know what? If you keep hanging on to dead weight, pretty soon you'll be dead, because it'll be holding you down. You won't be able to lift up for oxygen. You won't be able to grow. You will be what you attach yourself to. So becoming often means letting go. Here we go, Patrice. Good segue. Thank you, girl. Becoming often means letting go. Hey, Miss Claudia, welcome. Identity evolution involves loss, not just gain. Let me say it again. Identity evolution. When you begin to evolve, you're not just gaining something, but you're losing something. So what you might need to release is old narratives about yourself. Many of us are hanging on to be like a dead foundation. That's exactly right. Many of us are holding on to these narratives that we have picked up over the years. This inside chatter that nobody hears but us about who we are. And we're hanging on to these old narratives, and they are killing us. They are not adding to, but they are taking away. They're taking away your courage. They're taking away belief in yourself. These old narratives are just beating you down, and they are holding you hostage, and you're trying to evolve, you're trying to grow, you're trying to become, but you cannot go further than the narrative that has you held in bondage. Some of us need to release roles that earned approval but drained us. Oh yeah, you got all the accolades, you got all the praises and the hand claps. You got all of that, but in return, it nearly wiped you out. Some of us need to let go of those things. Some of us need to let go of patterns that felt safe but limited growth. Let me say that again. Some of us are in holding on to patterns that have made us feel safe, but they have limited our growth. Sometimes we have to take a risk. We got to take a risk. And some of us are so fearful about changing, about opening up to something new, even if it's a new way of thinking. Even some of us continue to go the same direction because you are so afraid that if you go a different direction, you'll get lost or you won't end up at the destination. Maybe you need to get lost so you can find a new way to get to somewhere else. Every time I have found when I drive to St. Louis, and this was before GPS and all the things, before your phone just could tell you everything. I have gotten lost, but in getting lost, I have found new places to eat, new places to shop. I have found workarounds when the highway was backed up, just following a car in front of me, finding new ways around the city. But I never would have done that if I would have continued to hold on to a pattern or going in a direction just because it was safe. The fear of the unknown is killing some of us. And we refuse to take risks. We refuse to try something new. We refuse to think differently. We refuse to look at something a different way. You refuse to make the pot of greens another way because all you know is the way mama did it. And so you eat the same thing. You experience the same thing. And you wonder why nothing new is coming to you, because the patterns that you continue to hold on to is limiting your growth. And some of us need to release, and this was a big one for me. Some of us need to release being understood by everyone. I know I stepped on the baby toe with that one. Some of us need to release the need to be understood by everyone. Don't you know that as you evolve, as you are becoming this person, this new person in a new season, don't you know that there are going to be people that don't understand why you cannot do the same things that you used to do? Why you cannot engage in the same old tired conversations that you have participated in the past? Because we just want to be understood. And I'll go a step further. You just want everybody to like you. Newsflash, everybody's not going to like you. Everybody's not going to understand. When you play small, when you fly under the radar, when you refuse to stand up in all of that frame that God gave you, not everybody is going to understand that. And if you don't get okay with that, you will remain in the same place, going in the same direction. Becoming often means letting go. So sometimes becoming isn't about adding, it's about shedding what no longer fits. Y'all know how it is. I have these pair of pants that I love them so much. But every time I put them on, because my waist has increased, the button where the button hits my stomach, when I wear it all day, at the end of the day, because they don't fit in the waist, I at the end of the day, when I take them off, I have a button size indentation in my stomach, but it is so painful, and it's painful for a couple of days. Some of us are fitting into old habits, old ways of thinking, so much so that it is hurting us. It's hurting us. And it's damaging us. Go buy a new pair of pants, girl. Go buy a new pair of pants. Let them go. It's time for somebody else to enjoy those. But go get something that fits. And many of us need to now start getting in places, becoming, evolving into who we need to be to fit in where we need to fit. Hey, Miss Vivian. Resistance often reveals the work. Pay attention to what triggers resistance. Where do you feel defensive? Where do you get defensive? What's the trigger that makes you get defensive? Miss Andrea, that's your comfort zone. Where do you feel exposed? See, when you feel defensive, when you get on the defense, when you feel exposed, those are trigger points. Those you're resisting. You're resisting where you need to do the work. See, it's gonna pop up. It's gonna pop up. It's not gonna leave you wondering where you need to work, where you need to do the work. It's popping up. Where you feel reluctant to change. Where are those areas that you feel defensive, that you feel exposed, and that you feel reluctant to change? See, we need to reframe those. Resistance doesn't mean you're wrong. It often means you're close to something important. If we can remember last week we talked about information, and if we see information that's just that and not condemnation, then when we receive information about ourselves, it won't be so painful. We have got to normalize discomfort as a part of growth. When we get uncomfortable, then we want to retreat. Then we want to stop doing the work. And it's just this, you're just setting a trap. You are on a trap. You're on the crazy cycle. Because you're going to keep doing the same thing because you don't want to be uncomfortable. And so discomfort is not negative. When it gets uncomfortable, that's growth happening. I remember Alex. For those of you who don't know, Alex is my daughter. I remember when she was growing up, and she always had pain in her Achilles tendon. Always had pain. She was growing. Her body was growing, and it was painful. Growth is uncomfortable. So get comfortable with being uncomfortable. It's okay. Identity is shaped in small, repeated choices. Becoming doesn't just happen in one bold moment, it happens in increments, in steps. How you speak to yourself, how you respond when it's inconvenient, how you handle discomfort, how you honor your limits. Hey, Coach Dagny, welcome back. Identity is shaped in small, repeated choices. It's the things that you do in every instance, every choice. Every choice is shaping who you are. Every choice. And that's the problem. We want, or we expect change to happen in one big movement. But change happens incrementally. And so it's one thought at a time. It's one response at a time. It's one it's how you handle every little thing. If you are always speaking negatively to yourself, you won't see a change immediately. But what you'll see long term is that you will not believe. You will have no self belief. You'll come up on a new thing, and automatically you won't even try. You'll shut it down because you have beat yourself up incrementally by always putting yourself down, by always saying what you can't do, by always having the negative thought. How you respond when things are inconvenient. Do you know that if you always waited for things to be convenient, do you know how many things you miss out on because it's inconvenient in the moment? Quit looking for everything to be just a bed of roses, to be exactly what you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it. Get adventurous. Just be adventurous. You would be surprised at the things you might find out you enjoy, or the things that you like, if you go have a new experience. Change your environment. You will never know what's out there sitting in the four walls of your home. Don't you know adventures don't always come with a price tag? Go be a tourist in your own city. Go try something new. Quit being afraid. How do you handle things when it's uncomfortable? Do you just clam up? Do you just get angry and just shut down? Why don't you broaden your mind? Broaden your experience by doing it. You know what? I'm a little shaky. I'm a little nervous. As long as it's safe, no hurt, harm, or danger is gonna come to you. Try the thing. Step out there and do the thing. Who you are becoming is revealed in what you choose when no one is watching. What are you doing when nobody's watching? Do you love yourself enough to have integrity when no one is watching? Do you love yourself enough to do something that you wouldn't have done even if nobody's watching? Even if nobody would know? Can you be courageous enough to do the thing? Are y'all out there? Y'all real quiet. This is the second week, y'all real quiet on me. Y'all, this is the second week, but it's okay. You don't have to become everything. You just have to become aligned. You don't have to become everything, but what you do have to do is you need to become aligned with who it is you are trying to become. And that requires clarity. So you don't need a total reinvention. See, we want to you don't need a whole overhaul. You don't need that. You don't need to rush. What you in a hurry for? Who you are becoming, evolution, it happens over time. So slow down. Turn the clock off, the timer off on you. Get in alignment. If you are something, have you ever driven a car that needed a wheel alignment? You are fighting, trying to hold on to trying to make the car go straight. You fighting with that steering wheel when your car is out of alignment. It is a fight because you're trying to make it go in one direction, and it's going, and the car, because it's out of alignment, it's going in a whole other direction. That is the problem with many of us, is that we are not in alignment. We're not in alignment with who God says that we, with God, just with God, and the plan and the purpose and the direction that He has for you. You are out of alignment. So everything you go to do, it's a fight. It's a struggle. Sis, quit fighting. Shut it down, get quiet, and get in alignment with God. And start moving in that direction, because that is where you need the clarity. You don't need to you don't need to perform growth. Stop jumping through these hoops. Stop doing this song and dance. Stop that. Growth is not a performance. It's not a performance. It's incremental change. It's saying yes to the things that support you, or that support you being aligned with who He says you are, being in alignment with your purpose. Get out of His permissive will and lean into His perfect will. That part right there. Quit taking the Cliff Notes version. Study. Do the work. Do the work. Quit looking for the easy way out. Do the work, get in alignment, and then things will begin to move with ease. Clarity comes from alignment, not intensity. When you get clear, things just become easy because you're in the flow, you're in the current, you're not fighting it, you're not moving against it, but you are in alignment. Becoming isn't about surviving to be someone else. It's about returning to who you were always meant to be. Let me say it again. Becoming isn't about striving to be someone else. Comparison is the thief of all joy. Y'all, if we don't stop this, it's not about comparison, but it's about returning to who you were always meant to be. God created us fearfully. We were fearfully and wonderfully created. I am unique. You are unique. And that is okay. That's what makes us special. Do you know how awesome a God we serve, that he, out of everyone that he created on this earth, not one of us are the same. We do not have the same footprint. We do not have the same fingerprint. We do not have, there is not one thing about you that is the same about me. We are all unique. And we need to get into alignment with who he created me to be. You, who he created you to be. Is that not amazing and wonderful? Should that is like, that is a breath of fresh air. I don't have to be you. I just gotta be me. Comparing is killing us. A slow, painful, self-fulfilling death. Yes and amen. So when we get into alignment according to who he made me to be, according to his purpose for my life, and according to your purpose for your life. Hello, Elder Fulton. Good evening. Y'all, alignment is going to bring the clarity. So, here's this. As you think about where you are going this year, ask yourself this: what version of me is required? And what version of me am I willing to release? I want you to sit in that. What version of me is required for where I'm going in 2026? And what version of me am I willing to release? Because they both can't go. They both can't go. Because if the version you needed to be in 2025, that was the version for 2025. But there is a version of you that is going to be required to get you through 2026. And that may not happen. Let me rephrase that. That version of you is not going to happen. That version of you is not going to be sustained if you don't recognize right out the gate in this first month what version of you needs to be let go. What thoughts that you need to let go? What habits do you need to let go? What characteristics do you need to let go? We may need to make some character adjustments to sustain the person that we need to become in 2026. I know, y'all. I keep trying to be friends with y'all, but it's just, I'm sorry, but I'm not. So I want to take you, indulge me in this as we get ready to close. I want you to get quiet. I want you to get still. And I want us to go through this visualization. If it's safe for you, take a deep breath and settle in. Come on, let's do it. I'm going to do it with you. Let your shoulders drop. Unclench your jaw because y'all tense. I done said some things. So I just want you to just shake it loose. Relax your shoulders. Take a deep breath in. Relax your jawline. Now, imagine yourself 1 year from today. Not rushed, not overwhelmed, just present, just grounded, just clear. Close your eyes, imagine that. Notice how you carry yourself, how you move, how you moving about. With ease, with confidence, shoulders back, head lifted. How fast, how are you moving? Are you gingerly walking? Do you have a steady gait? How are you moving this year? Can you see it? Can you vision it? What's your energy like? What's the energy you need to protect in 2026? Now I want you to imagine what your face is like. Look at your features. What's different? What feels lighter? Are y'all visualizing this? Now, ask this version of yourself a question. What did you stop doing to become who you are now? Remember, this is you at the end of 2026. What did you stop doing at the beginning that allowed you to evolve into where you are at the end? Just sit in that. There's no right or wrong answer. The only thing is you need to be honest with yourself. What did you stop honoring that changed everything? Come on, you that girl, you walking through 2026. What did you start honoring that changed everything? Notice this version of you and how this version of you is responding. Not with pressure, not with perfection, but with clarity. You see that girl? You are that girl. Now I want you to take a deep breath. And when you're ready, I need you to come back to where you are right now. And I want you to carry only what feels true. Now, you've already visualized who that girl is at the end of 2026. How you move and how you talk and how you thinking. the pace. I want you to hold on to that girl. I want you to hold on to that queen. And all this year, I want you to fight for who you saw at the end of 2026. I want you, because some things is going to pop up this year that's going to make you doubt that you can be that girl. You already that girl. You already that queen. So I need you to fight for her. I need you to be her. I need you to remember her. That's it, y'all. I hope you have an amazing night. I want you to sit with that girl. All right. Next week, same time, same place, same bat channel. Fight for yourself. That's right. That's right. Y'all have an amazing night. Have an amazing week. I got to go see what these Bears is doing. Oh my goodness. I hope we winning. I'll see y'all next week, 7:00. Don't forget, call a girlfriend. Watch the replay. Good night.